This Could Get Dicey is a Dungeons & Dragons podcast, so things can sometimes get a little, well, you know. Content warnings can be found in the episode description.
Hello, and welcome to This Could Get Dicey, a D&D podcast where a group of buds get to unwind from their 9-to-5s and step into the world of Drew Gala. My name is Destine Yetho, I play Lü'mis Bjorn, and before things get a little too dicey, I just like to say it's a beautiful day to not wear pants.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the first thing I do when I get home. I'm like, goodbye, pants.
Well, I don't leave home.
Yeah.
So when I get home.
I just wear like pointless like shorts all day long, but they're like shorts you could sleep in.
Nice. I mean, no shorts, no pants.
Nothing.
Undies, yes.
Of course.
Just chonies.
Just chonies.
Yes.
A Saturday morning and you're chonies and you're just like, yay! Saturday!
Amen.
I don't do that.
You should try it.
Wait, why? You live alone.
I do.
You should do it.
I don't want to.
That's fine. What does everybody sleep in?
We're not doing this.
Yeah, we are.
We're not doing this.
Kitties must sleep naked.
I'm no comment.
I used to be fully clothed. And now, like, I used to be, like, really scared of, like, monsters. So I was like, I gotta be ready to run. I gotta be, like, I gotta be ready to go in case there's an intruder.
I had a friend who told me they slept naked, and it was because they were like, if someone breaks in, how disarming is that I'm naked and they're not?
It's pretty good.
Like, my naked body just going, wooga, wooga, wooga. Get out of here.
Exactly.
And
It's
some
like,
of us
good.
run really warm. Like, some people are just, like, super hot sleepers.
I just
Okay.
sleep in my chonies. I have to. It's way too hot. Everything is too hot all the time.
Yeah,
Especially now and
usually big t-shirt, sometimes shorts.
I do big t-shirts, sometimes shorts as well.
even in the wintertime, like I'll be like, oh, it's cold outside. Time to like put on sweatpants and go to bed. And then I wake up and it's like I'm dying
Yeah.
in the Sahara.
Yuck. Mm-mm.
More blankie.
I also, when I sleep, I do have to have one leg out of the blanket.
God,
Oh,
I have
absolutely.
a leg out.
I don't know what that's about, but that's how it has to be that way.
During the summers, I just have like literally the top of my like. I just have to have my shoulders covered, and then it's just like the rest of the body is just out.
You just have like a shawl on.
Yes. Hi, my name is Alex Villarreal. I play Ellis Vendove, and it's a beautiful day to eat a salad.
Did you make it yourself or pick it up somewhere?
I've been eating salads for like 2 weeks. It's especially now that at the time of recording we are in just the fucking doldrums of summer. It's like, which it being August and we finally hit like, oh fuck, it's hot outside, is like a blessing within itself. But you just like chop a bunch of shit, you have it in your fridge, and you're just like, time for dinner, and you make a salad.
That's
you
awesome.
Grill a piece of chicken and you put it on top, and you're like, chicken salad.
I brought my kids to Alex's house for him to babysit them, and he was spinning up a salad when we got there, and he had this fancy bowl. I had never seen it before. Like, he was just like pushing a button on top of it, and it was like spinning the salad
spinner.
for
A
him.
salad spinner?
I had never seen this contraption before.
Oh, the worst thing about a salad spinner is that like it takes up it is just like
It's
a
large.
big bowl, and it just like lives somewhere in your thing. But I mean, drying off, like washing vegetables, you throw it in there, and then you just punch it a bunch of times. You guys,
It
It's
looks
great-
so fun, very satisfying.
It makes
I
salads
should
more
have.
fun.
I should have let you take a spin.
I was gonna
literally.
ask you about it, but then everyone was talking about some bullshit like the Olympics or some shit. Something didn't matter as much as this bowl.
You should
I
get a salad
wasn't able to
spinner.
ask about it.
I have a question. Do you put like everything? Like, do you put your whole salad in there and then spin it, or like do you just do like leaves?
Yeah, I guess it depends what I'm chopping up, but mostly it's like for like lettuce, like a
Yeah.
pepper, or an onion. I'm washing the outside of the pepper.
Well,
but,
because I feel like some people see salad spinners as like put your dressing in there, put your stuff in there, and then spin it that way.
oh, like to like combine the salad that way.
Yeah.
Oh
I
no,
don't
I
like
just
to-
use it for like washing.
Yeah, I just
And
wash
then
my like my greens in there. Yeah.
Yeah, my greens.
Okay.
Wait.
Oh yeah, dude, Kenny. Go ahead.
I
Go ahead,
like
Dustin, yes.
I like Kenny. I've never seen this contraption before.
Oh damn.
It's a
dude.
bowl.
So it's a big bowl, and you use
With
it.
It's a colander that
a
goes
colander.
inside of a bowl, and then there's a lid you put on top, and then it all like connects, and then you put all your like wet washed vegetables into the whole thing, and then you
And
press
you
the button, and
spin
the
it.
lever pops out, and then you just press it down a bunch, and it spins it really fast, throwing all the water away through the colander into the gap in the bowl, and then you just take the colander out, and then you're left with a bowl with like
Oh.
every time I do it too, I'm like, that's more water than I thought would be on there.
And it's pretty like nice and dry. It's not sopping wet leaves.
Oh, when
Yep.
you first were talking about it, I thought it just was like mixing the salad.
I thought it was a mixer.
Yeah, for salads.
It is-
It's a cleaner.
It's for washing
Yeah.
vegetables. I mean, I guess you could mix a salad in there. I don't do that. You're supposed to
And you
toss
could
the
do it
salad.
two
You're not
different
supposed to spin
ways too. Like you could fill the bowl with water and your leaves, and then kind of like dunk it in there, spin them, dump the water out, and then spin it again, kind of thing. So you can like a washing machine for your lettuce.
It's an easy way to like, cause like it's my problem with like lettuce, or it's how I wish I could always buy like half a cabbage. I know at certain grocery stores you can't buy like half a cabbage, but like at H-E-B you can't buy like half a cabbage. But like like buying a thing of romaine hearts, it's like you buy 3 and I just like chop them all up. It's a lot of lettuce, but then you just wash it all and then you put it in a Tupperware with paper towel, and it's good for like a week.
Wow. I
And
feel
then
like y'all said this like it's something that I should like automatically know about.
Same.
I guess I'm over here eating wet ass salads. I don't know.
Salad spinners are. I mean, we had one when we were growing up, and that was like our job in the kitchen was like
Yeah.
go spin
Same.
the salad spinner and leave the parents alone.
We didn't really eat salads growing up.
Same.
We were a big salad family.
We were like it was like a rule. My mom was like, I don't care if we're having like enchiladas and rice and beans.
Salad.
Like y'all have to eat it. Y'all have to eat a vegetable.
Yeah.
And we're like, I hate you.
It was that, and then we would make our own like salad dressings too.
That sounds
Wow.
good.
From the top, make it drop. That's a wet ass salad.
That's what I
On
was
to you,
thinking of.
Kenny.
Hello, I'm Kenny Chilton, and I'm playing Emil Mazak. And it's a beautiful day to buy peace of mind.
Oh.
How do you do that?
Get a home security system.
Okay, you guys see that little white thing in the corner right there?
Oh, I see it
I do.
now. Yeah, on
That
top of
is-
the bookshelf.
Yes.
Yeah, that is one of 2 indoor cameras we've purchased
Wow.
for when we're not home. It's just to watch the dogs. That's all we have it for. But also, we got this new puppy, and we work all day away from home. And so we wanted someone. We have never done this before because our other dogs have been pretty chill about just waiting all day. No problems ever in our whole time. Except for like sicknesses. But anyway, we are paying someone to come over and let our dogs out like halfway through the day. And it's like seeing someone come into our house through the cameras and that they're like taking the dogs out in the middle of the day. It's awesome. It's like,
I bet.
it's such a good feeling. I was like, damn, money did that. Like, money did
You
that
really,
thing.
yeah. You really can buy like, I mean, I know you can buy happiness. Fuck it, I could buy
Yeah.
happiness.
Yeah.
It's like a weight off of my shoulders, like that they're getting out halfway through the day. I will say we're very privileged. It's a friend who happens to live very close who's coming to do it, so we're not paying as much as we would be paying for like a stranger. But it's almost better in that way. Shout out to that friend who's doing this. But God, it's just like so nice that someone's doing this for us.
Can you talk through the camera? Is it one of those that you could be like,
Yes.
"Hey, get down"?
Yes, I can talk through the camera.
Nice.
My friend was doing that to their dog the other day, but I'm like, of two minds with that. Of one, I don't think my dog would care,
Mm-hmm.
and then two, it's like then your dog gets excited that you're there, but then you're not there.
Oh, you mean talking to them, not the camera, not
Yeah.
the camera.
you mean
just talking to them.
Yeah,
Just
I thought you
talking
meant
to
coming
them.
to let them out. No, we don't talk through. We don't talk through it unless we absolutely have to, but we haven't needed to yet.
You could just use a different voice, so your dog is just like, "Who is this fucking ghost in the house?" You'll never believe who's talking. It's an old British man.
Hello, my name is Becky Schmader. I'm the game master for This Could Get Dicey, and it's a beautiful day to revisit or listen to some like songs from your childhood.
Hell yeah.
Always a good feeling. Or they songs that you like forgot, or
Yeah.
No, they're always
never,
with
never
me.
forget.
Yeah.
Tinky Winky, Dipsy.
See. Yo, they are making a comeback on social media. They are everywhere.
Oh, really?
The
prefer
Teletubbies
not.
are popping
Interesting.
at different cons. Had a big thing during Pride Month.
Oh.
Hmm.
Does anybody want to guess? It's like songs from a movie. Does anybody want to guess?
When you say childhood, do you mean
Yeah.
like middle school, high school, or like adolescent, like pre-adolescent?
elementary school, school.
Are these songs?
The songs from a movie. They're from
It's a
movie.
soundtrack.
It's a soundtrack. Yes.
It's okay.
I'm gonna say Pirates of the Caribbean.
I don't think that was out yet.
I don't know.
The first thing that came
Six score though.
the first thing that came to mind, Land Before Time.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't
Does Land
remember the
Before
music
Time
from
have
that.
music?
I don't know, but it was just the first
I don't
thing
think
that
it was a
came to mind.
singing one.
Okay, that wasn't it. What was yours, Alex?
I haven't come up with one yet. I'm thinking.
Is it animated movie?
It's an animated movie
Oh, okay.
With,
Damn,
like,
I wasn't thinking.
songs you can sing to,
You can sing to.
like a soundtrack from
Yes.
an animated movie. There's generally songs that you sing to.
I'm with you.
Yeah, but I don't know. Kenny said Pirates of the Caribbean, and I was like,
I thought you meant like a score.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of good Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin.
Hercules.
no, we'll stop it here. Unless, well, Alex, or Kenny, go ahead, give us a nice animated movie.
Oh, wait. Okay, you go,
got
Kenny.
a
I think I have it.
friend in me.
Got this. Okay, Destiny, go ahead.
You got a friend.
Stop it.
Swan Princess?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I don't know
Right
what
there.
that is.
We're always
Never
right there.
gotten this.
One of the I don't even know who made the Swan Princess movie. It's not Fox. It's not Disney. It's not DreamWorks. I don't know. It's this movie that was made in 1996 or something like that. Maybe older. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
About Swan Princess. So, follows Odette who gets turned into a swan, but then they make it real. There's some scary bits and stuff, and then the prince's name is Derek. So sorry to everyone named Derek at home, but that's not a very prince name.
I'm Derek, and I bet you're wondering how I fell in love with this bird. Well,
But
sit down.
It's actually a really good movie, and it covers sexism and stuff, and because there's this part where he's picking the princesses from. There's they're having a princess. He can't remember Odette's name or something like that, and so they're having a princesses on parade is what the song's called, and they have a ball where they bring in all these princesses that Derek's supposed to fall in love with or whatever, or he's gonna pick one, and he's basically none of them are pretty, and then his I don't know, his butler guy is what are you talking about, there's do they have good conversation, are they smart, and then he was just well, what else is there but beauty, and it was just teaching women to have more worth for themselves, beyond beauty. So it's a good one. But anyways, the songs I was listening to were the classics This Is My Idea, in which the parents basically have Derek and Odette fall in love, and so they have to spend the summers together, and this is not their idea of fun. That's the theme of that song. And then, of
Because
course,
they're little, but then they fall in love
and
later.
then they fall in love, and it becomes their idea of fun. And then the other one being the classic "Far Longer Than Forever," which is a really beautiful love song. I gotta say, like,
Far longer than forever.
write these down, listen to them. Very good.
You need to watch the movie again. I haven't seen it in
yeah.
forever.
I don't know where you can stream it, but I have it on VHS. So.
So do I.
Learn something new every day.
Far
You've mentioned Swan Princess before.
longer than forever.
We used to watch that a lot, like my family, and we would just like in the house just be like Odette, Odette, Odette to each other.
It's a good one. That's one that me and my sister would always be able to agree on to watch. So we've watched it a lot. Okay, y'all ready to play some Dungeons and Dragons?
Yay.
I've been ready for longer than forever.
Nice.
Wow.
I don't have to reference it later. I got it.
I am also ready for longer than forever as well.
This is my idea of fun.
Odette, Odette, Odette.
Okay.
There it is.
Last we left off, our adventurers returned to the city of Mistfall and caught up with old friends. They saw their robot buddies and learned they had settled in nicely to their new jobs at the Squirrel's Folly. They waited for Elizabeth in the woods, where they learned she had been busy figuring out what has been going on with other branches of the Court of Outlaws across the continent. She told you it might be worth going to Theron Hill and meeting up with Aelthal, the head of the Court of Outlaws there. Their hands were tied, but your hands were not when it comes to learning more about the operation that appears to be going on there. Additionally, you all went to speak with Daniel Stravage, who appears to not be in town and is down in Vinzor, speaking with a Citrine delegation, perhaps. And lastly, you all received and shopped through the new Vinzor's Varieties mail order catalog that came in. It is the morning. You all are eating some delicious breakfast from the head chef Cookie Quish. What have you decided to order for Vinzor's Varieties?
So for sure, I'm buying a Ring of Resistance. After 2 encounters with this plant, and we're probably gonna come across it a bit more. I'm gonna get a Ring of Necrotic Resistance.
Well, that's just good sense right there, sir. You can't go wrong with the Ring of Resistance. Just follow your instincts when you're shopping. That's what I always say.
Would it be weird to wear 2 cloaks at the same time?
You can't, I've seen a lot of people doing it. More and more people are wearing 2 cloaks at the same time, especially winter's coming. So,
No.
You can't go wrong.
No. You
Maybe
cannot wear
3.
2 cloaks.
Amia, what are you doing?
I just really missed the store, and I got two customers right in front of me, so.
Okay, I'll indulge you. I'm looking for something silly here. I'm looking for something fun. I like to play pranks and, use something I don't really have to think about. I'm torn between the pocket full of dust, which I use as an action to toss the dust into the air, creating a 15-foot cone from your hand. Each creature within the cone must make a DC 15 Constitution saving throw, be unable to breathe while sneezing uncontrollably. A creature affected in this way is incapacitated and suffocating, and it lasts 1 minute as long as they are conscious, and they can make a saving throw at the end of their turn. That's the pocket full of dust for 50 gold, and it sounds like a lot of fun. There's also probably from did Natasha make this one, the pocket full of sunshine? Get it? That's a funny fucking joke. This one is a pouch with the power of the sun within. I can use this one once a day, so it's not a one-time use. When you open the pouch, a cone of light so bright it blinds those in front of it. A cone 15 in front of you is created, and creatures within it must make a DC 15 con saving throw or be blinded for 1 turn. The pouch got to recharge, blah, 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 every day, blah, blah, blah. What do you think? I'm torn between those 2.
I gotta tell you, I've seen a lot of this continent in the last couple months, and there are creatures out there that you can't blind, and there are creatures out there that you can't incapacitate or suffocate who don't rely on breathing. One of them made your own breakfast. That's how close they could be. So, That being said, the safest option is to have both on hand.
You're so fucking right. I will buy both. I will buy both the pocket full of sunshine and the pocket full of dust.
It is wonderful doing business with you. I still fucking got it. Let's go.
just bricked up at the table. Just,
Emil will also like sell to himself.
Okay.
We'll like go through a customer conversation and buy the Ring of Sword Burst. You twist the ring on your finger and create a momentary circle of spectral blades that sweep around you. All creatures within 5 feet have to make a dex save or take some damage. I can use that 3 times a fucking day.
Hot damn.
Yeah. And then I'm also buying a little matchbook. It's called the Matchbook of the Elemental. Has 20 matches in it. When a match is lit, it summons a fucking minor fire elemental. So
your language is not very professional, I will say.
I was talking to Kenny. That wasn't Emil. That was me. And Emil says, "This is a cool fucking matchbook. It's got 20 little fire guys in it. What can there's nothing else to say about that. It's pretty fucking cool."
After he's done selling to himself, I lean over to Lü'mis and I go, "Wow, he is good."
Yeah, I guess. Can you
What are you
put me
getting?
down for the Cloak of Displacement?
Absolutely, 1 cloak of displacement. It's gonna both of these cloaks you have on are gonna look so
At the
good
same
on you.
time, right? It's gonna be good.
It is. It's gonna look really good. I didn't even know you were wearing another cloak. Cloak of Elvenkind is so like hard to see.
Exactly.
So yeah, you know,
It's very
the people
thin.
aren't
It
even gonna
snugs the
notice.
body.
Absolutely.
Lü'mis, aren't you worried that 2 cloaks is going to make you look frumpy?
No.
Okay, well, as a trusted friend, you're probably going to be frumpy.
One in the front, one in the back.
Point of inspiration to Ellis.
I'm marking it down. You can't say shit like that. I'm marking it down. I mean, you could snuggie it, which would be crazy. I'm just saying, if we want to be a formidable group where people take us seriously, we already have Grumpy and Frumpy.
Aren't I both? Didn't you call me Grumpy?
No, yes, exactly. And if
He's
you're
saying
already Grumpy.
That's a lot of Disney IP to carry in one character. It's just a lot.
What if I accidentally throw the bag of dust in your face and you're sneezy too? Come on. And I'm Laffy, right? That's a guy?
I've never seen the film.
Me neither.
Okay, you guys put in your orders for the mail order catalog. You write them down, and they magically get whooshed away through magic to with your money too. I guess I didn't think about that part.
I just take it all and put it in my pocket.
No, wait.
Is there like a bank system? Could I like put it into a bank and it gets taken to Venzo or whatever the fuck?
If that's how you
Y'all
want to do that,
y'all got Bitcoin here?
no.
I mean, if the items are going to magically appear through mail order, I think we can magically send money.
It's
Yeah,
birds.
you send a
Birds are
bird.
gonna take
We-
it.
There's a bird.
Yeah, we send it back with the bird.
Yeah, it's a trust system.
Yeah,
Their
we
name
just
is
really
Venmo.
trusted this fucking bird.
I'm gonna kill this bird.
Anyways,
It's a
The
beta
money
test. It's a beta
magically-
test, y'all. We're figuring it out.
exactly. The money disappears. Mark that off, and your orders will come in approximately 24 hours by bird.
I can't wait. This is literally like Christmas Eve if Christ existed in Drugala. And it's a shame he doesn't. I'm just gonna say it. All right. It's morning. We kind of have a plan. Are we gonna go try to see if Homegirl showed back up? And if she has, I mean, well, we're gonna be here till tomorrow morning anyway. Other than going to talk to Danielle, is anybody trying to do anything else today?
I think I want to go to the library and talk to the librarian. Now that we have more information about the Lost Era, maybe that will spark some things in them. Or they can look in different sections, I don't know.
That's true. That's true. We hadn't been doing like a religious search before. Maybe that will yield some different results. I don't have anything else I'm wanting to do. Becky, you can just yay or nay this. Would Tiny Tim have things that aren't available in this store we just bought from, or no?
Nah.
Okay.
Not right now.
Okay.
And also, for time purposes too, I'll just go ahead and tell y'all, Daniel Stravich, not in town.
Great.
Dev just walks by. He's like, oh, yeah.
By the way, Daniel's not in town. Don't come see me. But yeah, just for time's sake. So if y'all want to head to the library.
Yeah. Let's head to the library. And other than that, I'm just trying to veg out. We haven't had like a day to just chill, and I imagine the next journey is we're going to piss off a whole brand new slew of people. So let's hit the books, I guess.
Yeah, reading and relaxing sounds good. I do want to say, on that note, we've pissed off a lot of people, and we're back into like a major city where people know, we're associated with this city. So people may be looking for us here. So let's just be on our guard. And I will quickly describe some of our enemies to Helena, like Raya and Silas, primarily, are the ones I'm thinking of.
I will be on high alert for these people in which you describe.
Hell yeah. All right. To knowledge.
You all head on over to the library where you are welcomed by Isabella Bren. Well, welcome back to the library, everybody. I'm so happy you all, it's been a little bit. You all back with more questions and need for knowledge.
It's never ending, Now, I have nothing I'm looking for, and I motioned to Lü'mis and Emil.
I am not personally looking for anything. Well, that's not true. I do have one question for you, but more importantly, we have a friend here who, and I point to Helena, who would love to be kind of caught up on everything in the last 1,000 years of importance. Which she points her towards, like, I don't know, encyclopedias or like maps, picture
young
books.
adult.
Yeah,
Well,
YA.
that's a big ask for somebody, but okay, yeah. I mean, over there is like the history of Drugala, so you could kind of just pick a book and start reading. I guess that's a good start there. There's gonna be some chunks missing, as the three of you all know, but you can get started on some of the more recent histories and work your way back or whatever. But yeah, there's a whole little history section over there.
I'll try to help Helena find explain like I'm 1,000 years ago.
Okay.
Speaking of history that's been forgotten or not written down, have you searched for any more information, Isabella, about the Lost Era? I know last time we spoke, I handed you the book. You kind of did some research, just seeing in the past week, I think.
It's been about 2 weeks, yeah. Well, I did do a little bit more digging, and obviously we didn't come up with much last time you all were here for like that exact period, but I thought maybe it'd be helpful then to go a little bit on the other side of it and see maybe like beyond 1,000 years ago what was going on, just so we could kind of maybe bookend this era and see what we could find out. So I did do some of that, and she comes around with like a whole cart of like papers and journals and books and maps and stuff, and brings you and Ellis to a table to kind of go through it. If you want to join Ellis.
Oh yeah, I'm along for the ride. I'm just like,
Okay.
I will also join after I've found Helena something to read. Anything.
Okay. I think you get Helena a nice big stack of books, and then she just starts kind of sitting in the kids area under the wooden tree and reading.
A little mushroom toadstool.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So she starts off with a map that she found from a little over or like over 1,000 years ago, so before the era of the Lost. And you all recognize some of the cities that were like mentioned in that general's book. You see specifically Undersilver is kind of in the same general area where Mistfall is now, but Mistfall is not on the map and Undersilver is on the map. So you can see that. There's also like some tiny towns that were mentioned, I think, in the general's book. Those are on the map, and overall just like Some cities are the same, some cities are not the same. But there's some kind of like general changes like that. She also found some documentation around what followers of the gods were like around then, sort of anthropological studies on them, as well as personal accounts from followers. Additionally, she has found you all information about the era before the Era of the Lost, which is like a known era. It was known as the Era of the Goddesses, a time centered on praising the goddesses and all deities beyond them even. There are historians who are working more thoroughly on documenting all of these histories, but she lets you know that Mistfall, while a big academy and a big library, doesn't really focus on like historical documentation as much, and that you would have to go to like Breinhorn, which is the largest academic hub in Iceland, to like really talk to like a historian. But we can delve in now on some of this information, shall we? So she sits you down, kind of opens up some books and starts going through and telling you all a little bit more about the era of the goddesses. During this time, it was very like prosperous and peaceful. People had what they needed. Neighbors cared for each other. The gods intervened more just to like help people every day and like kind of just make sure like people had what they needed and no one was like ever wanting. The benevolent gods intervened in order to help their followers and those around them prosper. They used this time to garner following. The malevolent gods helped their followers and those around them by empowering them and giving them the first touches of like untapped arcane power. And Isabella kind of starts breaking down like a theory that she's kind of been working on, that she has no like thorough proof of, but just sort of like, she's like, here's some ideas I have. So the idea being that, like, due to the peace, due to the prosperity around them, that the malevolent gods were in a state of, like, check. Like, they kind of, like, couldn't do a whole lot. Their followers had no real need to, like, vie for power, and so they didn't really need malevolent gods. Like, they would get arcane power and be like, that's cool. I don't really need to, like, start an army or blow stuff up or anything like that, so I don't really, like, need more than, like, what my needs are at the moment. The call of arcane power was lucrative, but when there is no like despair, no loss, nothing to want for, it's hard to sort of like strike up a bargain or garner followings. So like Noxus went around this by kind of creating small pockets of chaos, by creating loss and want and despair. Service was not even a demigod of any sort yet. He was more just like a whisper that people kind of like spoke of like, what if Siluria had a counterpart? Then, okay guys, there's some new gods that, these are not, you all would know that these gods exist. They are new to us and our listeners because we just haven't talked about them before. But like, these are not going to be like, oh my god, who are these gods? For like Ellis, Emil, and Lü'mis. So, new god to the lore here. Arpotenia is like the god of magic and knowledge. They are a malevolent god, so they are kind of on the morally gray to bad side of like the god spectrum. But they were sort of granting people arcane abilities and taught many wizards to spread the knowledge. But many did not desire to push beyond the boundaries of what was like kind of set in front of them by this god. There's another god in Ordi, was obviously in a place of weakness during this time period because they fed a lot on, this is like the god of mistrust and anxiety and like disorder. And so in a time of like prosperity and like peace, this god is like really having difficulty like sowing mistrust.
Were they, really quickly, were they malevolent or benevolent?
They were also malevolent. So because of this state of like check that these gods were sort of in, like they weren't really able to like garner following again or expand, Isabella theorizes that the Era of the Lost must have sort of been triggered by these malevolent gods in order to either come to balance with the goddesses or gain more power than their counterparts. So that's like her overall theory that she kind of expounds to you all. But she also has some kind of like found documents and like journal entries that she thought would be interesting for you all to read as well. She has 3 sort of like found artifacts, letters, journals to hand out to you all. She hands one to each one of you. One of them is a journal entry from a follower of Siloria that would have been at least 1,300 years ago. The second one is a letter written from a wizard in Brinehorn to a wizard in Undersilver, which would have been at least 1,400 years ago. And the last one is a journal entry, or sort of like an account, from approximately 1,300 years ago. The author's full name is unknown, however, the initials DC are written on the inside of the cover.
Yeah, this one's pretty short. I'll start with this one. This one's from a follower of Siloria, 1,300 years ago. We are blessed every day by Siloria's gifts. The rains are plentiful and in balance with the sun. We want for nothing. We never grow hungry, neither do our neighbors. When the cold winds come, we sit together and pray to the goddesses who have graciously stayed with us through the prior 9 months. We pray to Siloria for the soil beneath our feet and the bounties it brings. We pray to Themiska for providing guidance to us all and caring for each other. We pray to Lumixen for granting us the sun, the stars, the moon that shines bright at night, a guiding light always provided. We pray to Dodothal that we be welcomed with a blanket of great comfort when our time comes. That's so nice.
That's very sweet.
You should let Helena read that.
Yeah, I should.
Oh,
hold on
yeah.
to this
She'd
one.
really appreciate that. All right, this is the letter from the wizard in Brinehorn. Dearest friend, we here in Brinehorn have made great progress in our blessings from Arpotinia. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Great. He has granted us knowledge on that of fire here. I was able to conjure a great orb of fire in my hands and hurl it. It caused great destruction upon its landing, but I wonder what uses could come of it. Perhaps if we could learn to modify it to a more manageable size, we could combine it with our other advances. Imagine not needing fuel to lift a balloon, or if everyone knew how to conjure a flame, we would not ever worry about the cold. I wonder what advancements you are making in Undersilver. With the arcane prowess granted by our Lord of Knowledge, might there be a way to move Earth to aid the miners? Think, we conjure small hands that can lift small amounts. What about large hands that can lift greater amounts? I shall have to try this. Our correspondents create such opportunities for Arpotinia to bless me with ideas. Speak soon, and may the knowledge continue to flow. Signed, Jasper Covington. Ooh.
Jasper Covington. I don't know that name. Isabella, do you know that name at all? Is that?
I didn't know that name. I'm wondering if we could kind of tap into the Citrine delegation. Perhaps these were people who were either members long ago or might have been put into their histories as early developers of magic, it would seem.
And wait, really quick. So Undersilver on the map that you showed us is like right where Mistfall is.
It would seem that it was maybe a little bit further north into the mountains, like ever so slightly, but that it was kind of the predecessor to Mistfall in this area.
Okay. Do you know if those mines still exist?
There's the town of Therum's up there, and they do mine up there, so it
there was
could
like
be
a shipment
connected.
of silver that was stolen by that big lobster thing that we killed, right? Wasn't that a thing?
That's right. So yeah,
Okay.
it could be the same mines or somewhere in there. There hasn't been any. I can't find anything quite on like the connection of all of that, but
Interesting. Okay.
I'll read the last one. I believe we're making many advances with our arcane learnings. Today we made a breakthrough. I was able to conjure a globe around myself, a large orb that seemed to protect me from any spell the students threw at me. A whole fireball melted against the shimmering aura. It was incredible, invigorating, and yet I did not feel Arpotina, is that how you say it?
Arpotinia.
Arpotinia with us. I feel him tire of our lack of imagination. He wishes for more. He wishes for us to desire more, to fight for more. There seems to be so much he wishes to tell me, and yet he keeps it from me, as if a challenge, as if I am not showing enough to him. Am I too satisfied by my means? I have food, a home, a family. I do not want for anything except his attention. The goddesses do believe The goddesses do bless us with much, but it is nothing compared to the gifts from him. In a short time, we have moved from conjuring blades of ice to creating whole walls. We can't communicate with each other across all of Estrun. We can see each other within crystal balls. I beg of you, Arpatinia, I am devout. I wish to know what it is that you wish us to know, the knowledge you hold. It must be infinite, an unending ocean. How can I prove to you I am worthy of such knowledge? Tell me what it is I am to do. Are we not imaginative enough? Is there a school of magic we don't know of? What more is there? Hear my prayers, Arpatinia. See me for what I am.
Ain't nothing like some good lore dumps. Ain't nothing like some knowledge, some learning. Ain't nothing like you hanging out with us on our podcast. This could get dicey. Thanks so much for listening to episode 61. Like I say, it means the world that you're here. Shout out to the Patreon squad. Thank y'all so much for your continued support. If you feel like becoming a Patreon member, you can go on over to www.patreon.com/TCGDpod. We've got some tiers you can check out, see what works for you. You can also share the show on your social medias, tell a friend about it. Word of mouth is always super helpful. You can check out our website, www.tcgdpod.com, for some extra lore. If you didn't get enough this episode, you can head on over to our socials on TikTok and Instagram at TCGDpod for some funny stuff. You know, funny stuff is good. Nice little break from the lore. Anyway, means the world that you're here. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the episode.
At last, I have reached the tallest peak in all the world, where the wisest person lives. Finally, I'll get the answers I seek.
Welcome. I am the wisest person in the world. Ask me your question.
What is my purpose in life? What should I be doing to achieve pure happiness?
You must stream Game Master Monday.
Come again.
Game Master Monday, the bi-weekly podcast that plays a new one-shot in a new system in a new setting with a new cast every episode. Listening to their funny jokes and wild stories is the only path to happiness, my child.
Sick. I'm going to go home and binge the whole thing right now.
What a nice kid. Oh dear, he fell off the mountain. Now they'll never know how good Game Master Monday is.
Reading this, can Lü'mis get a sense of who DC is?
We'll do an investigation check.
Okay.
Also, did that not just feel like we were back in middle school reading out loud to the class?
Popcorn.
Popcorn.
I want the chapter with the bad words.
17.
You remembering the book that you didn't take the book, but you got lots of notes from it from Natasha Vellenwood that you put together, that DC is most likely, or you're kind of connecting the dots, is probably Denthalia Cathorn.
Let's go.
I think the DC in this letter is Denthalia, the person we read about in that book that Natasha had.
It would make sense. Someone who was so frustrated with how things were going, this sentiment among the malevolent gods that, they needed something else, like something more, some more like power or chaos to really feel satisfied. So yeah, it would make sense that she would go and become a general in this army of Atorum. What's interesting is that Atorum isn't mentioned at all in any of this research.
Isabella, have you heard that name? Did that come up anywhere?
I haven't heard that name. It hasn't come up anywhere. I imagine, I'm putting two and two together, that I imagine a lot of this stuff that was stricken from the record in the Era of the Lost probably had to do with this Atorum that we're just now learning about.
You're right. They purposefully did strike the record of Atorum's name, trying to get rid of. That's why it's called the Era of the Lost. Isabella, they also called it the Era of his aspiration. back when Atorum was still alive, around. It's just so we can start taking notes. I don't know how. I know you're a librarian. I don't know how much you consider yourself a researcher or a documenter, but
pulls out like a big blank book and just starts like going to town. She's like, "Oh my, I'm not a historian, but like a librarian's duty is to take in as much information as they possibly can and make sure it's kept safe for years to come."
I hand her the notes or piece of paper that I took from Natasha's about like what we gathered from the book that she had about all the generals.
She starts like cutting out colored pieces of paper and making a scrapbook with all the notes and stuff.
A little dust cloud is like scissors and glue.
Above the table, in our Daggerheart, Tales of the Valiant one shot.
Yes.
Was Denthalia the vampire general we were trying to raise up?
That is correct. And for those who didn't get a chance to listen to that, you should. It's fun. But if you didn't, Denthalia probably going to show up. Probably going to show up somewhere in the world.
Canonical one shot goes to it.
I will say, Isabella, I would be careful saying the name Atorum out loud. You might get yelled at a lot. Apparently, every time you say a dead god's name, you give it power. So that's just you say someone's name, they get a little reminder that they exist. So that makes sense. So we'll be careful not to just tell everyone like, dead god, everybody listen to the name.
Becky, the newer god that we just learned about, Arpetenia. Yes. What did you say they were the god of?
Yeah, Arpetenia is the god of magic and knowledge, and the other one, Inordi, is the god of like mistrust and disorder, anxiety.
And they
was I a little anxious today when I was writing this? Yes.
And do we know if they're still around? Like they're still like there?
Yes. Yeah, these are not like dead gods. They exist in the pantheon. People don't really like worship malevolent gods like seeing people worship Surface so openly was like a little jarring because you're like, you guys should be doing this like behind closed doors or something like that. So people do worship Arpetenia like a little bit more in the open just because he is the god of like magic and knowledge, and so it's hard to be like he doesn't exist, so people kind of, that one's a little bit more in the open, but people probably worship Inordi a little bit more like worshiping to something to like prevent bad things from happening, ideally, and then Arpetenia is like a little bit of a tricky one because it's kind of like they're bad in the sense that like the more knowledge and arcane power that's like out in the world, the stronger they are, and also like the more power in the world, bad things can tend to happen. So like that's why they're a little bit more malevolent.
This is my problem with the Pantheon. I mean, it's right here in this letter from Denthalia. Like, if you had all this power, all this knowledge, and your followers are literally begging you to like show them the way, show me what you want to do, and then it leads to people, joining a crazy spooky cult that's trying to burn down the world.
Well, we can maybe, and again, I'm just kind of theorizing along with you all here. I think the malevolent gods were a little upset too, and that I think they might have helped start a little catalyst here, whether that was with this Denthalia that you all speak of or without her or whatever, but there must have been something that kicked off chaos, right? So that way they had a window to jump in.
That the people needed them. If they were so peaceful and didn't, something had to happen for them to want and desire what the malevolent gods had to offer.
Exactly, yeah.
And clearly the malevolent gods haven't forgotten after all this time, because we have a whole ass demigod in servitude to old what's-his-face.
Right, yeah. I mean, these malevolent gods are still around, so there must have been some sort of rebalancing is my theory, I guess, right? Like, maybe we were too far one way. The world was too good. It wasn't in balance with all the gods. Then we swung it somehow all the way way too far off on the world's gonna blow up spectrum, and then there had to be kind of a rebalancing where both could exist.
Isabella, how do you feel about all this?
Well, I'll be honest, it's a lot to take in, a lot to learn in 2 weeks. I don't know how you all are functioning. You know, there's a lot of information here. We're all kind of learning together, but it's exciting to unfold the mysteries of the world a little bit. But you're saying that are we fearful about this dead god coming back?
I look to them. I go, yeah, terrified, absolutely terrified.
Okay. Well, and that's like is that confirmed that that's probably happening to some extent?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, now I really don't feel great.
But hang on.
Yeah. Okay.
There are people out there who are attempting to make this happen. That's true. There are also people out there, some of them right here in front of you in this room. You can consider yourself amongst them if you'd like. Who are trying their best to make it not happen.
Well, I don't want that to happen, so I'm going to create a nice tidy report and send it to the right parties to make sure people are getting flagged, I guess.
Who would that... hang on a second. I also need to say that there are some people who may seem like people you can trust who are not people you can trust.
I was going to say, I mean, Danielle Stravich went down to the citrine delegation to kind of talk to him a little bit more about this plant and all the stuff she's kind of learning. I figured this might be something to at least send in her direction, that she could then be our speaker at the citrine delegation about it. That would be
excellent idea. Yeah,
my first
and only
one.
Danielle, no one else.
Okay.
Well, this is where I'm torn, because if we don't, obviously, yes, I turned to Isabella. I'm like, top secret stuff. The more people that know, the more of a risk that it's going to end up in the hands that, we're forming some secret army against this dead god. But our list needs to grow. And, if Isabel has aside from Danielle, like, pretty much, Isabella, you knowing this information, it's scary stuff. So we're not trying to be condescending at all. Obviously, you're probably smarter than all of us put together, but just be very wary of who you share this information with.
I don't mind people.
You never know.
I don't mind people knowing that we're raising an army against them. That much is going to be clear when they see that we've destroyed this pedestal in their basement. But in this situation, knowledge is power. I don't want them to know what we know. And I point to all the research Isabella's done. I don't want them to know that this is something in our repertoire now, Isabella. In fact, I think probably all of this research should be kind of stowed away in Daniel's office somewhere safe. No one else should have access to this.
I don't disagree with you. It would be dangerous for this information to get into the wrong hands, and I also agree it would be dangerous for us to just spread the information willy-nilly. However, I'm a librarian. You are but 3 people, and you're telling me a dead god's come, and you 3 are feeling real good about you 3 are gonna do with all of this.
Not all. I mean,
and Helena.
Her too.
And Helena.
Her.
She does look real strong.
I picture Helena sitting like crisscross applesauce in like a beanbag chair for the first time, just being like, "Oh my god, a beanbag chair!"
Learning about like
super strong
the technology, like the advancements in medicine. Like,
yep.
They invented penicillin.
There's a vaccine.
What's
for
a
that?
toilet?
So that's where I'm coming from. Is that we are but 5 people. 1 a librarian, 3 some adventurers, and 1 a person who's learning about the last couple hundred years. We don't need to get into that of like why that's the case. I don't want to know. I'm gonna be honest. I have to stop learning today. Okay, we have to stop learning today. That's a lot.
This is a lot.
Cups filled.
It's a lot. I get it. We've just encountered in our journeys people who can shapeshift to look like whoever they want.
I don't want to
Okay.
learn more. That's enough.
Just-
I think we're hurting and not helping anymore.
I'll just stop there and say, thank you for your help. This.
I mean, do we tell? I will send up a report to Danielle, and I'll stop there for now. I mean, we have like city representatives that could like help. No, we don't want that. Okay.
Nope,
No,
the last city
probably not
representative
them.
stabbed me in the ribs with a sword. So I don't like.
Should we know about that? Everyone know about that one?
No, you said no more learning. Don't worry about it.
Was it? Can I just know? Was it here? Was that here?
It was not here. Everyone
No,
here has been.
far away.
Mistfall is the greatest
that's
place in the continent.
That's a tomorrow learning moment.
Yeah.
Then.
Everything's great here.
Well, one can hope. And we don't want. Okay, well, I will tell Danielle about this and game plan with her a little bit.
Think about it like this, Isabella. One day, you're going to be looking back at this moment going, damn, I was on the ground floor. Damn, I was right there in the thick of it when it was happening. Because it's all going to work out great. We really appreciate your help. And if you want to keep kind of on the DL, keep looking into stuff, we're ready. We are empty vessels, ready for more knowledge.
I'm gonna, I'll keep working on my theories, I think, and see what we can piece together now that we know a little bit more.
Wow. Every time I come to the library, I'm like, what are we doing here? It's so boring. And then we leave the library.
And
we're like, wow.
And that's the magic of the library. Now here you go, and she hands you like a little button that's like, I learned how to read at the Mistfall library, and then
Sweet.
and then a little bookmark with a apple and a worm coming out of it with glasses and a book.
Beautiful.
That's awesome. Very good.
Yeah, write that down. That you got a button and a bookmark.
I'm writing it down. I write down every item. All right. Well, that was a lot. Danielle's out of town. Not going to talk to her, but at least we have like some correspondence heading her way, so that's good. Shit. It's probably lunchtime. Unless anybody else has something else they want to do.
No, I think you're right. Let's kill the day. Let's relax. Let's get rest, because as soon as we get those items in, we should go to Theron Hill.
Quick talk about that. How are we trying to teleport to a place? Like Emil, have you ever been to Theron Hill?
I have not.
Have I ever been to Theron Hill? I don't think I've ever been to Theron. No, yes. No, I haven't.
No, we went there in a
Gosh.
Daggerheart one shot. I don't know if that was canonical or not.
It was. I think well, you said no, but I say yes.
I said I didn't know. We would see what happens. But okay,
And
it was.
we blew up some stuff.
Yeah,
in there.
but we wouldn't know that.
We wouldn't know.
Ellis, looking at the map, Ellis has never been to Theron Hill
Correct.
for sure.
Neither
We
has
should repost our
Lü'mis.
maps because it's been a while. I have to scroll back in our Instagram feed a lot. I'm sure it's somewhere else. I can find it more efficiently, but
It's on.
It's
hey,
in the map
it's
section
in
in
our
our
Discord,
Discord section.
called
You know what?
Under maps.
no more learning today. I think we did the same thing for Ursa and Nor, and that's how we met Helena. So I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
I think time is of the essence here, so why not?
Yeah, we gotta move.
Don't want to lose another horse.
We could find that one still. There were signs. Maybe we could spend today doing that.
I'm not going until we find the horse.
All right,
I don't care about the horse.
she's fine out there. Is it possible to fast forward through the rest of today if no one else has anything to do?
I'd like to do something in the evening, but if we need to fast forward the rest
It
of
is
the
evening.
Oh, cool.
Evening
Before-
as in like dark, or evening
Like
as in
bedtime.
dusk? Bedtime. Okay, it's bedtime. Where's everyone
Good
sleeping?
night.
We're going to the squirrel spot.
As I guess we're winding down from the squirrel's folly, Lü'mis is gonna tell the other two, I'm gonna go find another secluded place in the woods to meditate again. You don't have to come. I know, Ellis, we're already here, so I know you don't want to sleep outside, but I'm gonna go meditate.
All right, let's all get our standing stones back. Just
Yeah, I don't have mine.
I have yours, and Helena has mine.
Helena hands over the rock.
I put both of them. I have 2 in. And I got some feedback.
Okay, so the 3 of you each have a sending stone. Lü'mis is going to go out into the woods and go find a little patch to meditate.
I want to do more while I meditate, if that's okay.
Okay. Yes. Alice and Emil, you're going to go to little cubbies. They're like 1-bedroom little cubbies.
Yes, except
Okay.
I am going to attempt to follow Lü'mis without him seeing.
Okay, Alice, are you going to bed in the cubby in the tree?
As Lü'mis was telling us that they were gonna go out into the woods, I was already in my chonies, just like standing like in the door to my cubby, just going, okay, yeah, have fun out there. I'm gonna sleep in a bed tonight, and then I like close the door and get in bed.
And Helena is going to stand watch outside your door. Alice.
Oh, my door?
Yeah.
Because Helena doesn't. I guess Helena, do you need a bed?
I do not really. I like meditate for sleep, so I'm okay just standing outside your door and meditating if that is okay.
That's fine too. But if you want like a comfy, if you want any privacy, Lü'mis isn't going to use their room, and it's free of charge. So if you just if you're looking for some sit down quiet time.
I guess that would be pleasant to sleep inside of a tree. I will go lay down in Lü'mis's room. Right over there?
Yes, right over there. And hey, I know you just gave up the sending stone. Just holler. It's a tree. We will those sound bounces. We'll hear each other.
Okay, good.
And
good night, Dennis.
I'm going to see if I can get some French fries. Head back to the tavern area and then try to follow Lü'mis.
Okay, Alice and Helena go to bed. Lü'mis, you're already kind of out, and you're not sneaking. You're just going. We'll see how well Emil's gonna follow you. So go ahead.
Okay.
Emil, roll a stealth check, and Lü'mis, roll a perception check.
I got a 22 stealth.
Damn, I got a 12 perception.
Okay, so Lü'mis, you are going ahead, and Emil will be tagging along, kind of watching you from a safe distance. That sounds creepy. So, Lü'mis, set the scene for us. What are we doing?
I think just knowing that Lü'mis has a spot, he just goes to the spot that they meet up with Elizabeth at, just because he knows it's secluded. Usually no one's there. He's done his perimeter checks. He doesn't see anyone. So he's going to set up for his meditation, kind of just sit in a fresh grass circle. And he's going to think about the voice that he heard in the pedestal. And then like all the knowledge he's learned about Atorum and all the names and stuff. And he wants to like focus on that voice and focus on that names. Not necessarily like to try to contact anyone, but just like focus to see if anything comes to him.
Let's roll. What kind of check do you think this would be?
I mean, I guess like I wish it could be sleight of hand or stealth.
I was literally gonna be like sleight of hand for sure.
Sleight of hand.
I'm being
Lock
really
picking my
sneaky.
brain.
Lock picking my brain.
Yeah.
I have
Okay,
advantage because I
think-
can lockpick. I would say like religion probably because it has to do with a Torum, but
Okay.
I'm not good at religion.
Or history.
History? Investigation?
I
It
get
could be
history. Yeah,
investigation.
maybe history would be better than religion.
You could do investigation. You're like investigating your memories, trying to think of something. If you
Yeah,
want to do
I like that. I like investigating my memories to see if anything comes up, or it kind of, I might regret saying this, opening up my mind to see if anyone else wants to say anything to me.
All right, go ahead and roll an investigation check.
15.
15. Okay. I think you sit and you meditate for probably like a solid hour, slurping up your plants, per usual. But while you're doing that, you're also like reaching out through like all the memories. You go back through all the memories that you do remember, all the people you've met across the last 200 years. You remember like the first adventuring party that found you like deep in a tomb, like under a mountain, and you remember kind of like coming to with them and not remembering anything, and not really sure what that meant to you, and even now in this moment kind of unsure like why can't you remember anything like before that exact moment, and you sort of push past that to kind of remember. You're trying to think about, how did I end up in that tomb, because that's not where your casket is now. You moved your casket, so like how did this casket end up here in this tomb? And you're like swimming through memories trying to find anything that's like sticking out, and it just feels like darkness until like you feel like another hour has passed of you just like trying to like almost like running through a really, really long tunnel trying to like find an answer, until like you come to the other side, and you see Denthalia. You don't know, like, you know what she looks like from the drawings in the book. So you assume this is who that is, and all you like remember seeing is like the cask closing and her being the one closing the casket on you, and not feeling like anger towards her, not like kind of just feeling at peace of like, this is what I'm supposed to do, and the casket closes and then you come to.
Damn. I think Lü'mis just kind of sits there for a bit longer, because that was a lot, I think, for him. And then gets up and starts making his way back to the Squirrel's Folly.
Emil is fine, like not doing anything with Lü'mis, but the whole day has been just trying to play it cool and like match Alice's like, let's take a day to relax, while also being like hyper vigilant that Raya could be anywhere at any moment, and that Raya's not alone is really scaring Emil. So I'm just being hyper aware and like keeping guard. I want to make sure no one's sneaking up on Lü'mis as he's meditating.
Okay. I think Lü'mis, as you kind of start to sort of like gather yourself and stand up and kind of move past your meditative state, I'm going to have both you and Emil roll a perception check.
11.
17.
You don't see anything. The two of you don't see anything, but as Lü'mis, you start to kind of like make your way a little bit out of the woods, not like fully out of the woods. You're both still in the woods right now. Someone comes up behind you. Short sword. Behind you, Lü'mis. Short sword, like pointed at your back. And you hear a voice that you've heard before. It is the voice of Raya as she speaks out and says, I think you know way too much information. And we're going to stop there for tonight.
No, you can't, Destiny. You can't.
No, you can't do anything, Destiny.
She's like, I turn around and punch her.
I guess as this will kind of completely set the scene, after you hear Raya kind of speak this out to you, you hear a second person like crunch through the woods, and both of you in the woods here can kind of like peer enough to see that Raya is obviously like pointing her dagger like right into, or her short sword right into your back, and just to the other side of her is Natasha Vellenwood as well.
Oh,
shit.
What the hell? Oh, no.
And now that is where we'll start next episode, because things are going to get dicey.
Oh, shoot.
Oopsies. Should have killed her on the boat.
Whoa, I hope you all really liked that episode. I was really nervous about it. If you like what you hear, tell a friend, spread the word on social media. Follow us on social media at TCGD Pod. Leave a review. It helps us so much wherever you listen to podcasts. And be sure to tune in to our next episode on Wednesday, September 11th.